Good morning. Today I'm doing a battle of the excessively tall, easy day long run shoes. I'm putting against each other today the Brooks Glycerin Max and the Puma Mag Max. They both have Max in their name and they're not messing around because they do have 47, 48 millimeters of stack in the heel. I'll get the exact numbers on both of these. Something that's actually kind of interesting, on paper these have almost the exact same specs. Like they're basically the same amount of stack, pretty much the same weight. The Puma is slightly lighter. They have a little bit different drop to them, but they're both very wide platforms. So even though you're on such a tall stack of shoe, they do feel stable since they are on the wider side as well. My initial impression with the Brooks, I can't say Brooks today, the Brooks Glycerin Max, was that I was a little bit underwhelmed by it. It's you think it's going to be this super comfortable cushioned long run shoe, but the foam that's in this shoe does feel on the firmer side. It's not as cushy, it's not as bouncy as I thought it was going to be. So it definitely does have a lot of cushioning to protect your legs for those longer efforts, those slower runs, but it's on the heavy side and it's really not as soft as I was expecting it to be. So I think it's decent, but it's not a shoe that I'm like excited to wear, where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to have a nice comfy easy run today and put these shoes on. They're just not really doing that for me. And what am I doing today? I'm doing an easy run. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna do a couple miles in these, then switch to the Pumas and let you know my thoughts. So I just did 2 miles in the Glycerin Max, kind of right around 8-minute mile pace. So a little bit fast for my easy pace, but kind of right where it should be. These shoes kind of continue the meh to me, where they're heavy. You know, they're a heavy shoe. They're kind of saved by the rocker a little bit that keeps you rolling forward. But I think one problem is the way that Brooks designed these, they're softer in the heel, firmer in the forefoot. So that's supposed to give you a cushion landing if you're heel striking, and then give you some more power when you're toeing off. The problem is I'm not heel striking. I can feel right now if I'm stepping on the heel, it feels a lot softer and kind of bounces me to the midfoot, where there it's firmer and gives you the better toe off. But if you're landing on your midfoot or your forefoot, you're kind of avoiding the soft part of the midsole. And to me, that just results in a firm feeling shoe that I'm not getting a lot of bounce from. I'm not getting a lot of explosion from. And it just feels heavy and clunky and not enjoyable. So I'm wearing both shoes now, and immediately I like the fit of the Puma better. It's more narrow in the toe box, so if you have a wider foot, the Brooks is going to work better. I have kind of a normal volume foot and it's fitting me much better. It's got a tighter fit, which I kind of prefer. I'll just show you that here. This one, my toe, there's a little bit more space. This one is closer to the front. Okay, we can call this test right now. I ran in the shoe for like 30 steps, and it's night and day how much more I like these compared to Glycerin Max. So now I'm gonna actually run the miles and prove my initial theory here. But just in those first couple steps I'm taking in these, this foam feels so much better. It's so much more responsive, so much bouncier. The shoe feels lighter, it feels smoother, it feels faster. It just feels better overall. So we'll see how the run goes. Holy crap, I feel like I'm shot out of a cannon in these compared to the Brooks. So I thought I'd stand here by this nice looking tree while I give my recap here before all those petals fall in like 3 days. That's the problem with these type of trees. Absolutely beautiful, and then it's just gone. And work to pick up all the leaves, unless you let them blow into your neighbor's yard. But you know, I don't do that. Also not my house or my tree. So I'm really kind of shocked by the vast difference between these two shoes. On paper, they're nearly identical, like height, weight, They're both the same type of shoe, kind of designed for the same thing, but I'm feeling almost no bounce, no squish, no energy return from the Brooks, which is disappointing with the shoe with that much stack. You would think there'd be some cushion in there, some bounce in there. It's just not working for me. This one, I step into it and immediately I'm bouncing down the street like a kangaroo. I would compare the difference in energy return between these two shoes to like a kid bouncing in his driveway on a pogo stick. You know, it just has like the normal little spring in there. It's bouncing like 3 inches off the ground. Kids having fun. And then some dad walks in with one of those giant extreme pogo sticks and says, "Hold my beer," to the kid, and starts doing backflips. That's like the difference in the bounce between the Glycerin and this shoe. It's so significant. Like this to me almost feels like a Zoom X type energy return foam, and the other one's like a Hoka EVA from 5 years ago. It's just night and day. There's a little Easter egg on the back of the Puma shoe. It says bouncy AF if you actually flip it up, and I'm gonna have to agree with them on this. I'll get the exact numbers from my run when I get back home, but I believe I ran like around an 8-minute mile, a 8:06 the first 2 miles in the Glycerin. I switched to the Puma and immediately ran a 7:30, so I saved like 30 seconds off immediately without really changing my effort level. Then I think I ran 2:7:40, so I was consistently under 8. I kind of sprinted right at the end. I'll see what speed I got up to when I get home, just to see how these feel when I tried to run a little bit faster. And it actually worked too. When I ran my top speed, they still felt fine. They still felt stable and bouncy. I'll have to see with these, if I take them for a long run, if that level of bounce and squish causes fatigue over time. Sometimes if a shoe is too soft, that can actually work against me on a longer distance. But just for time on feet, being comfortable, energy return, these just feel so much better. They're so much more pleasant to run in the Brooks. The Brooks, I'm kind of slogging along. I'm dragging these heavy shoes with me. The rocker's saving me. These ones are like boing, boing, you know, just taking me down the road. I'm like, all right, great. We can do this all day. I also like the styling of this Puma shoe a lot better. The Brooks ones almost remind me of like an orthopedic shoe, like something that a person would wear if they need some assistance. These are much more sleek looking. The color combination on these is nice. I mean, I have just the plain black in the Brooks. I think that shoe does look better in the white colorway than the black, but I'm just enjoying these Pumas so much more. All right, so that one really caught me by surprise, how that battle was not even a battle. It was just total domination. I was not expecting the Puma shoe to be as good as it was compared to the Brooks. So I don't think I have that much more to say, because I pretty much said it all in the earlier part of this video. But I'll just, you know, hold these up next to each other, show a little bit more about them. You can see they're both a very wide shoe. But again, with the Brooks shoe, there's kind of more volume in the toe box overall. The Puma shoe gets a little bit more narrow, but you can see how much foam actually extends out on each side. So this has a really stable platform with all that foam hanging over. The Brooks shoe, again, looking at it from the bottom, they both have, you know, monster Yeti footprints, especially in my size 12. These are some massive shoes. Puma, again, has that Puma grip outsole, which I think is the best in the business. It just really grips onto everything. There is some exposed foam in here, but this is also a pretty durable foam. I don't think I'm going to have any issue with that. So outsole grip is great. The fit is great. This has kind of like a stretchy tongue in there that is fully gusseted. I like the way that the tongue fits. I like the fit of the upper better. I like that this actually has energy return, unlike the Brooks. This foam is much more compressive and bouncy, but it's also not too soft. So nitrogen-infused foam a lot of times does have like a firmer kind of property to it than like a Puma foam, but these ones have what I'm looking for in a max cushion shoe, and it's just one slab of the same foam the whole way through here. Again, Brooks is doing this new thing that they call DNA tuned, where they have the softer foam in the heel, and then the composition of it changes as it goes forward. You can't see it as much in this shoe. It's blue underneath. You can see it coming through here. That's where the foam gets firmer. So the idea there is for that to give you some bounce, but not be too soft, and then get you to that toe off. But it's just a firm block of foam. It's a heavy shoe. As I said, it's kind of helped by the rocker to get you to keep it moving, but it's just not pleasant to me. When I'm doing a long run, an easy run, I'm just looking to get something back from the shoe that makes it more of a pleasant experience to me, and these ones were just doing it today. They were just feeling so much better. It's at 34 miles now in the Glycerin Max, but now that I have this shoe and they both basically do the same thing, I'm probably not going to use these anymore. So after that glowing review from me, anybody want to buy my Glycerin Max. It's got 34 miles on it, still pretty much new. The other thing of note with these shoes, since they got this big stack of foam, they're also expensive shoes. This is a $200 shoe. This is a $180 shoe. So it is $20 less than the Brooks as well. So to me, this is just an absolute slam dunk. I will pick this all day, every day over this. There's nothing that I like better about this shoe than this one. Although I was able to run faster in this shoe than the Brooks, don't get it twisted though, this is not a tempo shoe. I would not look to take this out to run fast. It's really designed to be comfortable for those easy days, those long runs. It excels at that. But again, it's a heavy shoe. It's over 12 ounces. I'm not going to be doing 800-meter repeats in this shoe. But if you're marathon training, putting in some long efforts at easy pace, this is a great shoe for that. If anyone's a regular viewer of my channel, the saga of my marathon shoe continues. I've used the Adios Pro 3 before and had success with it. I was really impressed with the Alpha Fly 3 on the long runs that I've taken this on so far. It's given me a lot of efficiency, but it's also given me blisters. So one thing that I did do, I bought these Engo patches, blister patches that you actually put inside of the shoe. So I put these over the place in the back of the shoe here where it's rubbing. As I mentioned before, this part is firm, so this is the part where it was rubbing, so I covered that up with that patch. I'm also gonna tape up my heel and do another, I'm gonna try one more time. I'm doing a long run tomorrow. I'm gonna do the second half at marathon pace in this shoe and see if I can get through it without it causing me a blister. If it does, I think it's more efficient and I will use it for the marathon. But if it doesn't, I mean, I've tried everything I can to make this not give me blisters. The X factor in this, I could not resist trying the new Puma Fast R Elite 3. I just ordered that today. So I was able to get an order in. I'm kind of an idiot though, because I saw that it came out today at midnight. So I was thinking it was tonight at midnight, but I think it actually was this morning. So around lunchtime, I went on Puma's website and it said it was sold out. I'm like, I thought it was going on sale like 12 hours from now. So I think I screwed that up. But I was actually able to go over to Running Warehouse and get a pair on Running Warehouse, which also does give me a 15% discount as a first responder. And I had some store credit there. So I didn't pay full price for the $300 Puma. But that's probably going to be here in like 2 or 3 days. So that's going to throw another curveball into this. I don't know that I'll actually get to test it out in a long run before the marathon where I'm going to use it sight unseen. I'm definitely not going to do that. We'll see when it arrives and what I'm able to do in it and if that factors in at all to this decision. But right now it's still between the Adios Pro 3 and the Alpha Fly 3 with the Puma making a surprise guest appearance. We'll see how that shoe treats me once I get it. One thing that's interesting with YouTube too is you can see all your analytics of like who's watching the video, who's subscribed and who's not. 75% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. So I would really appreciate it if you could like the video, subscribe, leave a message in the comments. Let me know if you've run in either of those two shoes. I know that there's a lot of glowing reviews for the Glycerin Max. A lot of people really love that shoe. I don't. And again, this is a very personal thing. Some shoes work for some people and not for others. To me, I know some people think that that shoe's better than that one. Some people think that shoe's better than that one. But to me, this was not even close. It was just total decimation with the Puma wiping the floor with the Brooks. So feel free to tell me in the comments if you love the Brooks, but apparently it's not for me. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video.